What's up, guys? So I just had to do this video because I just put up my, I think some of you already know what this is going to be about, but I'm like super excited. I've been thinking about this all day. I've just been wanting to come home to do this video because I've just been thinking about it. It all came from my Reaper Mass Effect talks. And I can't even stop smiling because this is so awesome. Some of you, I think it was only 3 of you. I was looking at the comments. Let me just clarify that my Reaper Mass Effect talks, that's what we were all made to think about the Reapers. In Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, we were all made to think that the Reapers were sentient ships. That's what they would. Those are actual quotes from the game. They're sentient ships, and it means that they're living ships. So that would say nobody's driving them. They're living ships. So we were always thinking that the Reaper was the actual ship. But now these people, I'm gonna put them on here just because I think they need mentioning, because I actually thought when I read the first comment of one of them, I thought they were kind of confused, and I was like, oh no, they're confused. And then I started seeing more people say the same thing, and I was like, wait, are you serious? And this is what they're saying, that Casey Hudson had said, I asked one of them, when did he say this? And he said that he had tweeted about this back in, like, before E3. And I had never seen this. I was like, how did this get by me? But I also read a article online where they talked to, I think, Mac Walters. And he says the same thing as Casey Hudson did. And now I'm like, so now, okay, this is what they're saying. That the Reaper, that the outside Reaper, the actual ship, is just like it's just a ship. I guess you could say like it's armor. The actual Reaper's armor. It is just a ship though, and the actual Reaper is inside. The actual Reaper is the core of the ship, not the ship. And I was like, oh my god. That changes everything. Because I was like, the Reaper has looked like that for millions of years. And I was like, has it really not harvested since then? I mean, because it's looked the same. And that's what I was talking about in Mass Effect Talks. I was like, how come they haven't been able to harvest since 37 million years before? I mean, because of the Derelict Reaper. He looks the same as Sovereign. And so you're just like, really? They haven't been... And because we were meant to think that, I mean, before the whole Mass Effect 3 thing started, before all the news started, that the actual Reaper was the ship. I mean, Edie even said, she was like, oh, I guess the Prothean Reaper didn't work. That's why we don't have a Prothean Reaper. But how do you know? Now it's like, maybe it did work. Because the actual Reaper is inside the Reaper. So the ship, the Reaper ship, we can't base that off of what species it has harvested or not. Because let's say they finished the human Reaper, that human Reaper would be inside. Let's say Harbinger, they would put the human Reaper inside of Harbinger as a core. So even though you would see the Reaper that we've always seen, it would have a human core inside it. So we can't base what the Reaper looks like on the outside and say, you know, oh, it hasn't harvested, or the Prothean Reaper didn't work because obviously it didn't, because the Reaper doesn't look like a Prothean. Well, what if there's a freaking Prothean core in there? Oh my god, this is just crazy to me right now. I'm just like, and I was like, okay, well, the only picture that we've ever had, I was like, oh my god, wait. We have seen a Reaper core. The Derelict Reaper. You have to destroy the core. So the core is the actual Reaper, and that's the one that represents the species that it harvested. Like Mac Walters says, they ask him, I'll read it to you guys. It says, why do most of the Reapers we've seen so far have similar insect-like appearances? The human Reaper looked different, but otherwise it seems like the Reapers mainly build themselves out of bugs. Is that correct? And then Mac Walters says, the exterior of the Reapers does follow a similar pattern, an efficient design for the purpose they were created for. However, each Reaper is created from a unique species. And as we saw at the end of Mass Effect 2, the core of each Reaper is designed in the likeness of that species. That just blows my freaking mind. I don't know why. You guys probably are like, okay, that's cool. But that just blows my freaking mind because I thought different. I was like, oh my god, no wonder. I was always expecting that the actual Reaper represented the last species that it harvested. But it's not. The actual Reaper, the ship, is just like an outer shell. And what represents the species that they harvested is the core. And so the human Reaper was never going to have like it wasn't going to have legs and all that. It wasn't going to be walking around. They have a picture of it in Wikipedia or the Mass Effect wiki, and I've actually seen this before. And one of you, thank you for sending me that, by the way, sent me a link and a picture where it shows. I think a lot of you have seen it. It shows like it's pretty freaking creepy. I don't know why it creeps me out so much, but it has the human Reaper, and then it has like these metal arms coming out that are like spikes. They don't turn into hands, they're just spikes. They look almost like wings. And then it just goes down into a point, like almost like the spinal cord ends. And that's what was going to be the human core, the human Reaper core. That's how it was going to look. So it was just going to be a core. It was just going to be inside the Reaper. It wasn't going to be like, they weren't like, oh, we're not finished. We didn't finish the legs and all that. It wasn't going to be walking around. And that was always weird to me. I was always like, that's just weird. But it wasn't. That was it. Like, that was the core. That's just crazy. But anyways, about the Derelict Reaper, I was like, well, we've seen a core before. What did it look like? And the Derelict Reaper core, I have some pictures here, and I've been going crazy trying to figure out what it looks like. And I can't place it. I mean, it doesn't look like any species I've ever seen. It looks similar to species that I've seen. And I'm gonna go into a little bit of what Scottish Warrior 92 has said for a while now when it comes to the Thorian and the Reapers. And I do agree that the Thorian and the Reapers have a lot of similarities. So go check that video out, because he does talk about that more, and I'm not going to talk too much about that, because what I'm focusing is the Reaper core. Like, okay, well, we have to think of 37 billion years ago. I was like, it's not the Protheans. So don't even think it's a Prothean, because it's not. It's way too old to be a Prothean. And so I was like, maybe it's a different, like, and I kept on looking at it, and I'm like, it doesn't. And then I was like, wait, what if it's the Thorian? What if the Thorian was a species that existed who knows how long ago? The only thing we know about the Thorian of how long it existed was that it was there before the Protheans. So it's been there at least for 50,000 years. But I was reading that it could have been there for much longer, since it goes into hibernating sequences, kind of like the Reapers. And like Scottish Warrior 92 says, it has a lot of similarities to the Reapers, and that's one of them, the hibernating thing. So I don't know. I'm just like, and it does kind of look like a Thorian, the Reaper core, the Derelict Reaper core. Kind of. I mean, I'll put the pictures up if you look at it, and it kind of does. The only thing that throws you off is the actual, like, the big light thing. The big, I think it's a Mass Effect field. The what makes the core. It's like in the middle, I guess, if you could say that that's the face. It's in the middle. So it's like, God, it almost looks like a freaking Geth or something like that, but it's not. And the human Reaper had that same thing. That same core, like where the heart should be, I think it was. But this one, in the Derelict Reaper, it was like right in the middle. I was like, man, what if it's a Thorian? What if the Thorians were... there was like a lot of Thorians? What if they were harvested like a long, long time ago by the Reapers, and the only one that survived was the one that's on Pharaohs? Oh my god, that's just crazy. I never thought about that. Never. That is so crazy. Tell me what you think about those pictures, because tell me if it looks like anything. I mean, it might be a completely different species that we don't know about. That, like, one that was completely wiped out, maybe. But it does kind of look like the Thorian. Kind of. Like, it has those little tentacle thingies, and if you look at the core from the side, you could see tentacles hanging down like the Thorian. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the Thorian. I don't know. And maybe that's why there's so many similarities. Maybe this Reaper, the Derelict Reaper, what if that was the first Reaper? Like, what if those were the first Reapers, and that's why they're so similar to the Thorian? What if that they incorporated a lot of the Thorians? They just found it beneficial. The Thorians, what the Thorian does, they like adopted that whole system that the Thorian does. Oh my god, that's just crazy to think. So the Mass Effect talks, the Reaper one, that's like pre-Mass Effect 3, and then this is gonna go with it, so it's gonna be like post-Mass Effect 3. So now we know more about the Reapers. But thank you guys, thank you for mentioning that in the comments. I probably wouldn't have found out, who knows when. But yeah, thanks guys. I did think some of you were like confused. I was like, no, that's not right. And then I started seeing more of you, and I was like, wait, they're saying Casey Hudson said this. So thank you. Another thing I wanted to mention that I didn't talk about I did mention it in my Mass Effect talks about the Reapers, but some of you have been asking, and about the Reaper destruction, the cataclysm that they call. It's kind of confusing because people are like, well, the Reapers are there to kill everybody. They're gonna kill everyone. And yeah, I see that, definitely. But they do focus more on one species. And it's almost like that's the species that they mostly are interested in destroying. Like in the Protheans, during the Protheans, they didn't destroy the whole galaxy. They didn't destroy all of organic life. They wiped out completely the Protheans. So why didn't they destroy everybody else? The Hanar survived. There was humans. Their humans were around. They survived. So there's only like whoever freaking dies. But we're gonna wipe out the Protheans completely. But everybody else, we're not gonna focus too much. If some of you survive, whatever. So it's a complete destruction, but it's almost like they're only very interested in one species to be completely terminated. And that's in this case it's the humans. They really want the humans to be terminated, but at the same time they're like, we're gonna destroy the whole freaking galaxy. Well, why do they want to destroy everybody now? I mean, they want to harvest just the humans. Everybody else they could care less. But I don't know, it's different. Now it's different from what happened with the Protheans, because with the Protheans, their main interest was the Protheans, and everybody else was like, okay, whatever. If you guys survive, I don't care. But now it's like, no, we're gonna destroy everybody. What changed? I don't know. Is it because they had to walk here from dark space? Are they pissed? They're like, we're gonna kill all you freaking fools. But something changed. Because now they want everybody dead. When back then, they really couldn't care less. So, yeah. Hope that was interesting to you guys, because I know a lot of us didn't know about this. So for those of you that did know, thank you for telling me. So now, I was thinking earlier this morning, that the Mass Effect talks that I had with Scottish Warrior 92, we were just joking around saying that it was going to turn out that there was like actually like a little alien inside the Reaper, driving it, and we were like, what if the ship isn't the Reaper? There's like, there's a Reaper inside. Turns out we weren't far from the truth. I mean, it's obviously not a little alien. The Reapers aren't organic; they are mechanical. So, but we were kind of almost on the spot. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny. So that's all I wanted to talk about, and I'll talk to you guys later.